Hey there! This video is not a top 10 compilation. Every athlete from this video is unique in his own way. It's hard for me to evaluate who deserves the 10th or the first place. All these people are endowed with unreal power. Some have unbelievable dimensions. Others have many titles and awards. Watch the video till the end and decide for yourself which of these famous strongmen deserves first place. Iranian Sajjad Gharibi has become a real internet phenomenon due to his huge, strong body. His large muscle mass has even been compared to the Incredible Hulk from Marvel. So now, because of his size, fans call Gharibi the Iranian Hulk. 27-year-old Sajjad is 188 centimeters tall and weighs 180 kilos, most of which is muscle. His size allowed him to get more than 400,000 subscribers on Instagram, and all of them are interested in following the giant's daily life. When the bodybuilder isn't sharing his gym workouts on social media, he shows what he eats. During the day, between training sessions, the strongman eats a lot of fruit, chicken, fish, and drinks a lot of milk. It doesn't matter whether he's holding a can of Fanta or an iPhone, everything looks tiny compared to him. He can't claim to have a large number of different hobbies since he devotes most of his time to muscle pumping. But Gharibi is very good at lifting weights. His Instagram is full of powerlifting and he posts videos and photos of his workouts. You can't call this strongman a coward either. After all, back in 2016, he said that he was ready to fight for his country. You can find photos from that time on his Instagram account of him posing with a weapon. But Gharibi doesn't just represent masculinity. His love for children is obvious. And recently, he showed his fans the baby Hulk, Sajjad, who became a real celebrity. Now, he regularly visits children's hospitals, raising the morale of local patients there and filling them with happiness. We should also mention that he has a well-thought-out mantra for all of us. In order to achieve self-control, stop judging others. American Brian Shaw, a strongman professional who won the World's Strongest Man tournament 4 times. Brian is one of the main strongmen on the planet, holding more than one world record. For example, in 2009, he was the only person who was able to lift 6 stones, each of which weighed between 140 and 200 kilos. By the way, Shaw looks like a real giant with a height of 203 centimeters and weighing 201 kilograms. The circumference of his chest is 152 centimeters, and his biceps are 58.5. Now the athlete is 36 years old. He still takes part in tournaments and trains other strongmen. Can anyone compete with Shaw? Every day the strongman consumes about 12,000 calories. He claims that eating unlimited calories isn't as much fun as it might seem. It's hard work. Shaw eats 7 times a day, following the instructions of his dietitian. The diet is designed to make the American athlete as strong as possible. The strongman even calls his food his most serious rival because he has to fight with it nonstop. Who said that the title of the strongest man in the world can't belong to a woman? Yes, it can. And American Becca Swanson is proof of this. Regular self-development, constant physical training, and iron willpower are the criteria that helped Becca win the title of the most powerful woman on the planet. She set more than one world record, which even the strongest man is still unable to beat. Swanson can lift weights that not even men can lift. Lying down, she can lift 270 kilograms, and when squatting, 387. Although she's already in her 30s, she still continues to practice triathlon. Few people know that in the 20th century there was a very strong centenarian, a vegetarian named Joe Rolino. At the age of 104, he could bend a coin with his fingers. His appearance at such an advanced age is striking. But just a couple of months before his 105th birthday, he was involved in an accident in the Coney Island town where he lived all his life and was hit by a minivan. From the age of 20, he didn't eat meat, didn't drink alcohol, didn't smoke, and generally led a healthy and athletic lifestyle. In 1920, he was named the strongest man, having managed to lift 1,452 kilograms. His track record is worthy of respect. Boxer, strongman, war veteran, athlete, Brooklyn legend. He survived World War II. He lifted 215 kilos with his teeth. His finger held a weight of 290 kilograms. I couldn't help but include one of the strongest people on the planet in this list, an athlete from Lithuania called Žydrūnas Savikas. He repeatedly won the title of the strongest man on the planet. Zydrunas started doing sports at the age of 15. He got to 10th place in the Strongest Man competition in 1992. In 2002, 2003, and 2008 at the same competition, he rose to 2nd place. From 2009 to 2012, Savikas became the champion among the most powerful people on the planet. He's a 5-time Arnold Classic winner who is considered the strongest man on the planet. Before him, no one had even won this competition twice in a row. Ukko Ahola. This Finnish athlete holds the world record in the exercise known as Hercules hold. For this exercise, strongmen need to use chains to hold 2 posts that tilt in opposite directions. The winner is the person who can hold the posts for the longest. Ahola was able to hold posts weighing 197 kilograms for 45.7 seconds. He also set a world record in the exercise called Atlas Stone with 215 kilograms. During this competition, a large stone or concrete ball must not only be lifted, but also thrown over a rack of a certain height or placed on a special pedestal. Putting aside his heroic career, Ukko tried his hand at cinema. He's appeared in films such as The Invincible, Kingdom of Heaven, Viking, and The War of the Dead. He is also one of the organizers and judges of the World's Strongest Man competition. Dmitry Kaladze. It's hard to believe that there was a time that the current most powerful person on the planet couldn't get out of bed at all. In his childhood, Dima was scalded with boiling water. 35% of his body was covered in burns, and he needed 6 complex surgeries and more than a dozen blood transfusions. As a result of muscle atrophy, the boy had to learn to walk again. Dmitry is a car mechanic by profession, but he found his vocation in another field. At first, he performed in a circus in powerlifting performances. Dmitry Kaladze will be remembered as the Donbass hero. No wonder he broke hundreds of records that are listed in the Guinness World Record books. The strongman lifted a stone weighing 152 kilograms with one hand. It's noteworthy that a similar record was only set in the 4th century BC by the athlete Biban, whose stone weighed almost 10 kilograms less. And this is my favorite one, Mariusz Pudzianowski, the pride of Polish sport, known in his country as Dominator and Pudzian. During his career as strongman, Pudzianowski won 5 titles as the world's strongest man, more than any other athlete according to the World Guinness Records. In 2009, the Dominator made his debut as a mixed martial arts fighter. Unfortunately, he proved to be much better as a strongman. In 2000 and 2001, Pudzianowski spent 19 months in prison after being accused of robbery and assaulting a man. In an interview, he said he wanted to stop a local mafia boss from beating up a young man. I couldn't ignore Ivan Podubny, professional wrestler, athlete, and circus performer. The man is a legend whose performances were sold out in Russia, France, Italy, Germany, and America. The conditions of the tour, which involved 130 fighters, were very strict. Anyone who lost just one fight was eliminated. Bear Podubny rushed through 11 rivals until he was met with the idol of the French public, Raoul Lebaucher. The fight with the Frenchman almost turned Podubny away from fighting forever. Fights at that time could last for several hours until one of the opponents was on their back. The Frenchman, having failed to take Podubny with his first onslaught, began to openly run away from him. In addition, it turned out that he was smeared with a fatty substance that makes it more difficult to grip. This dishonest method is still used by wrestlers. When Podubny drew the judge's attention to this fact, they just shrugged. After an hour of fighting, they gave the victory to Lebaucher for beautiful and skillful escapes from sharp tricks. Podubny died on August 8, 1949 from a heart attack. The food ration distributed at the time was not enough for the athlete's body to function normally. What did the strongest man in the world look like in 2018? This photo shows Brit Eddie Hall, nicknamed the Beast. Training according to the regime of bodybuilders and not using standard power equipment, Hall was recognized as the strongest man on the planet 4 times. After adding one strongman exercise to his standard training, Hall began setting record after record. Who is the strongest person in the world? This question interests many people. Therefore, as a bonus to this video, I'll tell you about the 11th person who still holds the title of strongest person in the history of mankind. Korean athlete Masutatsu Oyama is recognized as the greatest strongman in history. The most striking martial artist ever to exist on the planet, Masutatsu Oyama had the 10th dan in Kyoku Shinkai. Born in 1923 in Korea, Masutatsu started doing sports from the age of 9. By the age of 15, the young man had already become a well-deserved black belt in Chinese Kempo. After 2 years, Oyama went to Japan, where he became a military pilot. During the time he spent in the land of the rising sun, the young man made great progress in the study of samurai traditions. Some fighters immediately gave up after the first blow, which the master struck so deftly that no one was able to block it. Oyama could break 17 layers of tiles and 4 bricks, split cobblestones in half and demolish bottlenecks with one clear blow, as well as fight 100 bulls. To prove his incredible power, Masutatsu decided to fight with the most powerful animal on the planet. But the government forbade him to kill animals for the sake of demonstrating his strength. In 1962, Oyama opened a martial arts school called Kyokushinkai, and 12 million people became members. Who knows, perhaps the person who can surpass the great Oyama is already out there somewhere. If you enjoyed this video, give it a like, subscribe to our channel, and share it with your friends. Bye everyone!